Hi everyone! Welcome back. This is Terry from terryscraftroom.com. I'm so glad you joined me today. Today we're going to make this little treat box. It's big enough to fit one little Hershey Kiss, or I figured out that you could put 2 of Dove chocolates in here and it'll fit perfectly. And it's just something that you could put on a coworker's desk, or just a little something something. So let's get started. This is using the Sweet Songbirds stamp set, actually bundle. I always hate that with the lighting. You can see my ring light. Anyway, the Sweet Songbirds Bundle to make this. So we're gonna need, and basically you just need scraps. You need a piece of soft suede that is 3 by 3. You do need a coffee stirrer, and this one is about 3 1/4 inches long, so if you've got a longer one you can cut it down to that size. Another scrap of soft suede, and I've got a couple pieces of crumb cake, and these are about 1 1/4 inches by 5/8 of an inch, and they're both the same size, so you need 2 of those. And then I'm using glitter paper, and I'm using retired glitter paper, but you can use whatever color you want. And I've punched out the bird twice. The body of my bird is going to be in this Bermuda Bay, and then I'm going to make the wings. I'm actually make it just the opposite of this bird. So if you make 2 of these, punch out a white one and punch out a Bermuda Bay one, and then you can make them opposite of each other, as you can see right here. Okay, then you'll need a little itty bitty scrap for the beak, and I've got black rhinestones for the eyes. So we're going to put the bird together first, because he's going to need to sit for a minute or 2 with the glue. So we're going to just put this little breast piece on. And then I've got the wing right here, and I'm going to I need a mini dimensional, and I'm going to put it right at the top of the wing, and then put that on right here, just like that. Then, what did I do with my little beak? Oh, here he is. It is so hard to see on that black. This is where your take your pick tool comes in really handy, because you can pick it up and use your take your pick tool to hold your beak while you put glue on it. And then just set it right down where you want it. I think I need a little bit more glue because the glitter is not being kind here. There we go. That should do it. Okay, so I have my beak. Now we need our eyes. And if I were stamping this, or not using glitter paper, we do have stamp eyes in the stamp set, but since we're using glitter paper, it wouldn't work. So there's our bird. I'm just going to set that aside for now and let that glue dry a bit. And I'm going to grab a Stampin' Pierce pad and put that under my work surface here so that when I stamp stuff I get a better image, because all of these stamps are the photopolymer stamps. So on this scrap piece of paper I am going to use soft suede on soft suede, and I'm going to stamp my nest twice. Okay. And I'm going to fussy cut those out, and it's a real easy fussy cut, so it's not a big deal. Okay, so there's our two nests right there. And set those aside. We can make our sign. So our sign is made with crumb cake, on crumb cake, and we're going to stamp the wood grain. And I apologize for my head getting in the frame if it in fact is. Okay, so we've got 2 pieces of crumb cake stamped with the wood grain, and now we're going to pick one piece of those and to make it the front of our sign, and I'm going to use a little note of thanks, and I'm going to stamp this a little bit to the left side of this piece of wood, so to speak. And you can see I did not stamp it centered, I stamped it towards the left side. And now I'm going to grab the little music notes, and I'm only going to ink up the farthest one to the left. And then I'm going to stamp that all the way over to the right side. See that? Okay. And that is all the stamping we have to do. So now let's put our sign together. This is going to be the back of the sign, and I need a piece of double-sided adhesive tape, and this happens to be 1/2 inch, so it's going to be just exactly the right size to go on this piece of crumb cake. And if it hangs over a little bit, just push it back on itself. I'm going to take our stick and lay it on here. And then I'm going to take a little bit of wet glue right down the middle of the stick on where the sign is, just to give me a little bit more adhesion. It looks like my 2 pieces of cardstock weren't quite the same size, so I'm going to cut that a little bit off. And there we have our sign. Okay, so the next thing we need to do is to make our little box here. And so we need our scoreboard. And remember I said this was 3 by 3. So we need to score this at 1 inch on all 4 sides. Okay, real easy. And then we're going to make this into the bottom of a box. So you're going to cut straight up so that you have you're going to cut away the score line here. So you're cutting on the center side of the score line, then you're going to cut a miter so that you miter this tab. Then you're going to turn it around and do the same thing on the other side. And then the same thing on this side. And the same thing on this side. Okay, looks like my scissors need to be cleaned. They're getting sticky. So you end up with something like this. Now we're going to fold and burnish all our score lines. Grab a bone folder. Okay, now I'm going to fold up the two sides and put adhesive on here. On these two flaps that we made, and then fold them in so we get a nice right angle here. I'm going to do the same thing on these last two. And I'm going to fold them to the inside. And there's our box right here. Okay? Now, you want to pick two sides to put your nest on. And what you want to do with your nest is you want to put it on here so that it does not hang below your box. Because if it hangs below your box like this, then it's going to sit on the nest and then you're going to be rolling. But if you're sitting on the box, it won't roll. So it doesn't really matter which sides you choose, you're just choosing two opposite sides. And making sure the nest doesn't extend down below the bottom of the box. Okay, so there we are. There's our nest, and you can see the box is sitting, or the nest is sitting above the box. Okay, so now we're going to take and put adhesive on the back side of our coffee stir and set it in our nest. And then we'll grab our, oops, I put that in going the wrong way. Look at that. And I'm not worried about the glue that you can see on the inside because I'm using art glitter glue and it will dry clear. The reason I changed sides for that though was because had I had it going the other way, the bird's tail would have covered part of my note. So now I'm looking at, I'm kind of setting my bird in here and I can see that I just need to put glue right along the bottom here and right along here. And that's what's going to hold the bird in place. Those two spots of glue. Just like that. And you are done with your little treat box. I hope you've enjoyed today's project. If you do, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel. If you missed any dimensions or any of the information, go on over to the measurements, go on over to terryscraftroom.com. I'll have a link directly below in the description box, and you can to the blog post, and you can get all the information you need over there regarding supplies and measurements and stuff. You have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Bye!